in the incidents where she had a speaking engagement and she was accompanied by the governor, or the governor's appearance was promised at the end, or things like that, did she receive specific compensation for those speaking engagements? Or were you able to discern that?
There's nothing that I see that has it separated out. So she was paid for one of these contracts, for example, $75 an hour, up to a maximum of $50,000 during the year. None of the reports that were submitted did she ever say, I spent this hour this way, this hour. She wasn't keeping time like lawyers do.
Okay.
It was, I've completed half the project, send me $10,000, whatever the amount was.
So it wasn't ever specifically outlining a speaking engagement as the basis for compensation?
No, it was, here's the accomplishments, I made these speeches, or in some cases she just said I made 33 speeches, but in some cases she said accomplishments, made these speeches, made the following speeches, wrote the following things.
Right. The speeches were part of the contract work.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, and the 33 speeches, were you able to distinguish which speeches those were?
No, definitely not. She was giving a lot of speeches during that time. 33 speeches over the course of a year and a half is, one every 2 weeks or 2 or 3 weeks, which approximately, there's no way to go through every email between her and Mary Rowinski, or every email between her and Jan Murdoch that were setting up these speeches. I spent many hours trying to do that, and it was not worth the amount of time that it took, given the time constraints of this investigation. So that, I cannot tell you that lines up with the number of speeches that she gave as First Lady during that time. There may be more speeches given as First Lady, there may be speeches given as First Lady that were on totally different topics that weren't used for part of the speech. There may be speeches that I haven't found an example in all of this where she gave a speech where she wasn't identified as First Lady.
Right.
So that's, for what that's worth. I haven't looked at every document, so.
I have a follow-up.